Cambyses II, the son of Cyrus the Great, inherited a vast empire. Born into a lineage of powerful Persian kings, Cambyses was destined for greatness. His father, Cyrus, had unified Persia and established the Achaemenid Empire. This empire stretched from the Aegean Sea in the west to the Indus River in the east. We know relatively little about Cambyses' early life. Sources from his time are fragmented and often biased. However, it is clear that he received training in leadership and warfare. These skills would prove crucial in his later role as king. From a young age, Cambyses would have been exposed to the complexities of ruling a vast and diverse empire. He likely witnessed his father's administrative skills and military strategies firsthand. This upbringing shaped his understanding of power and his ambitions for the future. Cambyses ascended to the Persian throne in 530 BC upon the death of his father. Cyrus's death while campaigning in the east left a void in the empire that Cambyses was quick to fill. Some sources suggest a power struggle between Cambyses and his brother Bardia, also known as Smerdis. However, the exact nature of their relationship remains unclear. Regardless, Cambyses solidified his claim to the throne and immediately began asserting his authority. He understood the importance of maintaining the empire's stability and expanding its borders. His early reign focused on consolidating power and preparing for military campaigns. One of his first acts as king was to launch an expedition to conquer Egypt. Egypt, a wealthy and powerful kingdom, represented a strategic target for the expanding Persian Empire. Cambyses' decision to invade Egypt demonstrates his ambition and his desire to secure his legacy as a great conqueror. The invasion of Egypt in 525 BC marked a turning point in Cambyses' reign. Egypt, with its rich history and resources, posed a significant challenge to the Persians. However, Cambyses, drawing upon his father's military genius and his own strategic acumen, planned a swift and decisive campaign. The Persian army, a formidable force composed of soldiers from various parts of the empire, marched across the Sinai Peninsula. They met the Egyptian forces, led by Pharaoh Psamtik III at the Battle of Pelusium. The battle proved to be a resounding victory for the Persians. The Persians, with their superior numbers and tactics, overwhelmed the Egyptians. Psamtik III was captured, and the Persian army marched into Memphis, the Egyptian capital. The conquest of Egypt was a major achievement for Cambyses, adding a valuable territory and its resources to the Persian Empire. Following the conquest, Cambyses adopted the title of pharaoh, integrating himself into the Egyptian power structure. He understood the importance of appeasing the Egyptian populace while maintaining a firm grip on power. He presented himself as the legitimate successor to the Egyptian pharaohs, participating in Egyptian religious ceremonies and adopting their customs. However, his rule was not without its challenges. Sources depict him as a harsh and at times cruel ruler, particularly towards those who opposed him. Stories of his disrespect for Egyptian religion and customs circulated, potentially fueled by later Egyptian resentment towards Persian rule. Despite these accounts, Cambyses also implemented administrative reforms and maintained order in Egypt. He appointed Persians to key positions within the government, but also retained some Egyptian officials. His reign marked the beginning of the First Persian period in Egypt, a period of significant cultural exchange and integration. While Cambyses campaigned in Egypt, troubles brewed back home in the heartland of the Persian Empire. News reached him of a rebellion led by a figure claiming to be his brother, Bardia, who had supposedly been secretly killed years earlier. This revolt threatened to destabilize the empire and challenged Cambyses' legitimacy. The rebellion, whether truly led by Bardia or an impostor, spread rapidly, gaining support from those dissatisfied with Cambyses' rule. The distance between Cambyses in Egypt and the events unfolding in Persia made it difficult for him to effectively respond. This unrest within the empire forced Cambyses to abandon his plans for further conquests and return to Persia. The situation highlighted the fragility of power within the vast empire and the constant threat of rebellion from those seeking to challenge the Achaemenid dynasty. In 522 BC, while en route from Egypt to Persia to quell the rebellion, Cambyses met an untimely end. The exact circumstances surrounding his death remain shrouded in mystery and are subject to conflicting accounts from ancient historians. Some sources claim that Cambyses died from an accidental, self-inflicted wound, while others suggest suicide or assassination. The accounts of Herodotus, a Greek historian, paint a picture of Cambyses as an increasingly unstable and paranoid ruler, prone to fits of rage and cruelty. These negative portrayals, however, may be influenced by anti-Persian sentiment in Greece at the time. The lack of definitive evidence and the biases of ancient sources make it difficult to ascertain the true nature of Cambyses' death. Despite the controversies surrounding his reign and death, Cambyses II left a lasting impact on the Persian Empire. His conquest of Egypt significantly expanded the empire's territory and resources, securing its position as a major power in the ancient world. His reign marked a period of significant cultural exchange and integration between Persia and Egypt, laying the foundation for future interactions between these two civilizations. Cambyses' administrative reforms and military campaigns contributed to the consolidation and expansion of the Achaemenid Empire. However, his rule also highlighted the challenges of maintaining control over a vast and diverse empire. The rebellions and intrigues that plagued his reign foreshadowed the internal conflicts that would eventually weaken the empire in later centuries. Understanding Cambyses requires navigating a complex web of ancient sources, each with its own perspective and biases. Herodotus, a primary source for this period, offers a detailed but often critical account of Cambyses, portraying him as a tyrant prone to madness and cruelty. However, it is important to note that Herodotus wrote his histories decades after the events, relying on a combination of oral traditions, hearsay, and potentially biased sources. Egyptian sources, understandably hostile towards their former conqueror, present an equally negative view of Cambyses as a sacrilegious and tyrannical ruler. Therefore, it is crucial to approach these accounts with a critical eye, acknowledging the potential biases and agendas at play. Archaeological evidence and inscriptions from Cambyses' reign offer a more nuanced perspective, suggesting a ruler who, while ruthless at times, also sought to maintain order and integrate conquered territories into the empire. Cambyses too remains a complex and enigmatic figure in ancient history. His legacy is a mixture of grand achievements and tragic flaws. He was a skilled military strategist who expanded the Persian Empire to its greatest extent, conquering Egypt and adding its vast resources to the Persian domain. However, his reign was also marked by internal strife, rebellions, and ultimately a mysterious death far from his homeland. The negative portrayals of Cambyses in some ancient sources, while potentially exaggerated, highlight the challenges of ruling a vast and diverse empire and the fine line between a strong ruler and a tyrant. Despite the controversies, Cambyses II played a pivotal role in shaping the course of ancient history. His conquests and reign left a lasting impact on the political and cultural landscape of the ancient Near East. His story serves as a reminder of the complexities of power, the impact of conquest, and the enduring allure of the ancient world.